I knew it! Everything went just as planned. I still have my closest friends' trust and faith. Cloudsdale is still in one piece. Discord's been beaten. And all I had to do was use my own friends' trust against them, play on their expectations, and act like the arrogant, self-serving little nag I was back in flight camp. Oh, and pretend I was completely delusional. My name is Rainbow Dash, fastest and best flyer in all Equestria, except for the Wonderbolts. I hold the element of loyalty, and just a few days ago, I betrayed my best friends, my kingdom, and the world, all for the sake of my hometown. The elements were stolen by this evil guy named Discord, and he lured us all into this maze to look for them, then separated and broke us one by one. Me, I was given an impossible choice. Let my home die, and everyone in it die with it, or turn my back on my friends and doom the world. Even flying away at top speed, I knew we'd win. We had to. Things always turn out okay in the end for the good guys. I could fly to Cloudsdale, help them out, then race back to my friends just in time to kick Draconiqua's ass. Pegasus can fly? Not all of them. What about the foals who haven't learned yet? Or the ponies with broken wings? And that still doesn't justify destroying an entire city and all its history. So, yeah, I took his deal and didn't look back. Yeah, it hurt. It still does. I put everything I had into my newly returned wings, ignoring the burn in my lungs as I sped towards Cloudsdale. Still whole, still in one piece. Well, until I crashed through a building. Look, slowing down at that speed is hard, okay? Discord was lounging in a windowsill when I managed to shake my head free of clad brick. Oh goody, you've made it just in time! I guess I can't go leaving every Pegasus you know homeless after all. Fucking bastard. He gave me a lazy grin, and I tensed on instinct. Now, he said, disturbingly calm, how about I tell everyone what a wonderful job you did? My blood turned to ice. No! I charged at Discord, but with a click of his fingers he teleported behind me, leaving me to crash again. Before I could shake it off, the walls turned into a big cloudy claw and tossed me towards the center of town, where I landed at Discord's feet, like it was where I belonged. Discord pulled a megaphone out from nowhere and shouted into it. Attention all Pegasi! Attention all Pegasi! May I have your attention? Wandering Pegasi all stopped in their tracks, whether on ground or mid-flight, and turned towards me in Discord. I stood up to try and get away but felt something tug at my hooves, like I was being chained down. I am Discord, the great and really great Lord of Disharmony and Confusion. Beside me is Rainbow Dash, one of the 6 keepers of the Elements of Harmony, in her case, loyalty. And she has proven her loyalty to you, the people of Cloudsdale. No, please stop! By dooming the entire world in exchange for your safety. Everyone gasped. There was a clicking noise, then I was blinded by a giant spotlight hovering above me. I turned away from it and saw a giant screen broadcasting my panicked face to Cloudsdale. There was silence for a moment, then fearful whispers. I heard a bunch recognize me from the Best Young Flyers competition. I wanted to run away. I wanted to hide and never come out. Now, what do you feel for this Pegasus, who is your hero, who saved your homes and livelihood by dooming the lives of all other living things? Well, I got a few cheers, among an overwhelming wave of booze and pathetically aimed rotten fruit that the angry Pegasi got from somewhere. Please, I begged. I didn't mean this. You knew it was going to happen, my dear. Why act so surprised now? I felt sick. The bastard let the noise drag on for a few long moments before he shook his head. Oh, don't worry. They're all about to become too insane to care or remember what I told them. This was all for your sake, my dear. It was like a knife to my gut. But you said... I said the foundations of home would crumble without you. I never said I wouldn't improve the locals. Don't you dare! I flapped my wings desperately, trying to charge at his stupid smug face, but before I could, his tail wrapped around me and brought me face to face with him. Then he made a small white glove start slapping me in the face, over and over. Oh, my, aren't you a spoiled little pony? First I give you your wings back, I spare your home, I let everyone know you're the reason they were spared so they'd know what a great and loyal hero to your own people you are. And then, when they aren't appreciative, I decide to give you a gift by making them stop caring that you betrayed your country. You need some manners. I can't remember the last time I cried. I don't try to. But here, I was struggling to keep the tears from forming. Please, please don't do this. Let them hate me. Let them be angry at me. Let them yada yada yada. Who are you now, Pinkie Pie? Or are you now Rainbow Crash? Rainbow Ditch? Ooh, or maybe Trader Dash. Oh, I'll decide later. Anyway... He turned towards the giant screen, and in an instant started swirling with a horrible mix of colors I wished I didn't recognize. Don't look! I screamed. No pony listened. The storm of rotten fruit stopped as the screen grabbed every pony's attention. It started like zombies for a couple seconds. Then some fell down to the clouds, drooling and soiling themselves as they dragged themselves along on their front hooves, babbling random noises. Others broke down laughing, their eyes crossed as they flew in chaotic patterns, crashing into each other in cloud buildings, but never indicating any pain. Some locked their legs together and began to fly around in rigid square patterns, making sounds like engines. Others fell trying to fly with their hooves and trot with their wings while giggling at everything. One little pink filly actually began gnawing on her own wings. "Oh, just look at them now!" Discord giggled. "This is a classic! Make it stop!" I begged. Discord gave me some bored, scolding look I recognized from some of my teachers' faces. Now, Rainbow Dash, this is the choice you've made. No takes-backsies." He dropped me unceremoniously and hovered in the air. "Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a few cities to spruce up. Toodles!" I staggered to my hooves in shock. I looked around at all the mad Pegasi. I tried to stop a few of them from hurting themselves, but the mad beating of hooves and wings practically knocked me out of the sky. I couldn't bear to look at it any longer. I fled like a coward. Maybe that's all I've been this whole time. Fluttershy is always scared, but she usually manages to face her fears. When I'm scared, I just run. I fly desperately back to the others, coming pretty damn close to doing another sonic rainbow on the way. When I realized the Canterlot Gardens was empty, I sped along the road to Ponyville, hoping to bless you that's where they were. I found them all right, but they weren't... Look, I hadn't realized at the time I wasn't the only one Discord broke. It hadn't even occurred to me that I wasn't the only one he'd want out of commission, so seeing every pony except Twilight as gray and miserable as I was, it formed a pit in my stomach. I hovered a bit behind them, not quite sure how to go about explaining myself, or if I even could. But as we got closer to Ponyville, the surroundings got weirder and weirder, and between the slippery grass and the sun and moon flip-flopping every 5 seconds, there was no way they'd notice me. I took the chance to get just a bit closer, close enough to hear them. Fluttershy was acting like Tengale does. Pinkie Pie looked like Pinkamena the Bad Remake. Applejack stared at the ground. Verity was ranting about a boulder she was carrying around that she insisted was a giant diamond named Tom, and Twilight looked about ready to strangle them all. I had done this. I had done it all. Everything was my fault. I had to get away again. I had to fly away again. I fled from my now insane friends as fast as I could. I didn't even think of approaching them. When do I ever think? Soon enough, I found a nearby cloud, crammed myself into it as tightly as I could, and vomited over the side. And I just stayed there, feeling sorry for myself, and reminding myself what a self-serving backstabber I was. The others found me, eventually. I heard them long before Pinkie spotted me. I noticed they were alive and well in themselves again, unlike me. I wanted more than anything to fly down there and kiss Twilight's hooves, begging for her forgiveness, but they'd never trust me in a million years. I couldn't afford that. So I played the role of the brainwashed idiot. I pretended to be just as delusional as Rarity. I fought them tooth and hoof. I made them chase me through the skies. Anything to make sure they'd never even dream that my actions were my own. All it took was one moment of rage from Fluttershy to catch up to me, and they were able to catch me and tie me down like the mad pony I wish I was. Then Twilight's horn touched my head, and I was whole again. It didn't erase my memories of my betrayal, unfortunately. I had been kind of banking on that. Instead, it tortured me worse than Discord ever could. By showing me every single moment in my life, I proved I was better than I was today. Over and over and over. Once pride didn't abandon others for my own hide. Proof that no, I'm not unworthy of the element of loyalty. And no, I'm not the same brat I was when I forgot about Fluttershy after that race. I just screwed up. So I faked the memory loss I wish I had, and we all raced off to face the devil himself. Sicko's ego got in the way so much that he didn't even realize we'd gotten our heads back on straight until we rainbow blasted him. And everything was sane again. At least Discord's good and gone. He's a statue again, hopefully for a lot longer than 1,000 years this time. And with him goes the only being who could tell the others what I really did. I think the Cloudsdalians' memories got so muddled by the whole insanity thing, they couldn't tell what was delusion and what wasn't, or they assumed Discord made something up like he did for everybody else. I'm not AJ, I'm not gonna correct them. We got our recognition by everyone in Canterlot for saving the world again, and Pinkie Pie threw the party to end all parties. Can't say I didn't have fun. And now I'm back home, alone, trying desperately to sleep despite the nightmares lurking in the corner of my memories. There's a knock on my door. Well, wasn't getting much sleep anyway. I glance on the clock on the way down and see that it's almost 3 a.m. What the hey, Scootaloo? The squirt looked up at me, unusually silent. I was gonna ask how she got up here, or if she'd finally gotten her wings working, when I noticed the crashed scooter wedged in my house's cloud bank. After a long moment, she visibly braced herself and said, in the smallest voice I've ever heard from her, "Hey, Rainbow Dash, can I stay with you tonight?" I blinked. Huh? Why? Do your parents know you're here? They... please? I sighed and knelt to her level, meeting her gaze. Scootaloo, talk to me. You can always talk to the Dash. Can we talk inside? It's kinda cold. I nodded and ushered her in. A minute later, she was bundled in some blanket I had lying on the floor, nestled next to me on the couch. I asked, "Now, why do you want to sleep here tonight?" I normally sleep in the clubhouse, but I don't want it tonight. The clubhouse? What about her family? I thought, but brushed it aside to focus on the immediate crisis. Why not? 'Cause I don't deserve to be a Kinimura Crusader. What? When that big evil snake goat thing came to Ponyville and everyone started acting weird, we were in the clubhouse trying to be Kinimura Crusader samurai, then Kinimura Crusaders hula dancers, then focus, Scoots. When we saw the sky go weird, and Apple Bloom tried to run to Sweet Apple Acres to help her family, and Sweetie Belle went to help her sister, and as soon as we got to Ponyville, Apple Bloom turned all black and red and started sinking into the ground with this huge grin on her face, and Sweetie Belle turned into a huge doll and started dancing and putting on clothes, and I ran away, and I didn't look back until I saw the rain boom. Then I knew you'd beaten the monster and I could come back. She was crying now. I ran away and didn't even try to help them. I ran away! I always run away! I am a runaway! You're a runaway? I wondered. Again, something to focus on later. Scootaloo, if you'd followed them into Ponyville, what do you think would have happened? I didn't know, I'd turn into a chicken or something. And would that have helped your friends? No? She clearly didn't get what I was getting at. Scoots, you aren't a runaway. There wasn't anything you could have done that would have changed things. You did the only thing you could do. You kept yourself safe. If there was something you could have done to help them, that would be different. But there's nothing a affiliate like yourself could have done against Discord. But I shouldn't have given up anyway! You're supposed to never give up, no matter how impossible. I should have found a way! That's great advice if you're a comic book hero, Squirt, but you're just a normal filly. Throwing yourself into danger when you know what'll happen isn't bravery, it's just stupid. Scoots, we all have to make impossible choices sometimes. And hell, even if there was some magical secret way you could have helped them, you had no way of knowing what it was. If I knew about some things after I did them... Jeez, this is weird. Look, Scootaloo, you're not a coward. You had no way of knowing if you could help or if you'd just be putting yourself in more danger. And anyway, everyone's safe now, so don't go beating yourself up over something that's over and done with. What did Apple Bloom and Sweetie Belle have to say about it? Scootaloo sniffed. They don't know I abandoned them. I haven't told them. Squirt, you didn't abandon them. Stop saying that. You abandoned what Discord turned them into. Thought carefully over what to say next. Celestia, where was Fluttershy when I needed her? Or Pinkie Pie, or Twilight, or, well, any pony but me. Scootaloo, if you're really sure that you screwed up, then pick yourself up and remember it. Remember what happened. You made the choice that got less ponies hurt, not more. If Apple Bloom and Sweetie Belle are really your friends, then they'll forgive you no problem. But daylight hit my brain in the dead of night. You have to forgive yourself first. If you can't do that, what difference will the rest make? Scootaloo stayed silent for a bit. I didn't think all of it would sink in. The Crusaders were all just a little dense. But I hoped she'd take at least something to heart. Thank you, Rainbow Dash. Can I still stay with you tonight? Alright, kiddo. Just for the night. I tucked her into my bed, and she was asleep in seconds. It reminded me of when I used to sleep in my mom's bed, whenever some nasty nightmare scared me out of my wits. Whatever monsters wanted to haunt Scootaloo's dreams tonight, I promised they'd have to go through me first. I not normally want to praise the princesses, but tonight I thanked Princess Luna for allowing her knight to deliver my own little redeemer to me.